Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka YouTube. Folks, I just wanted to give a little bit of MBT. And we are back with another Twitter thread. This one's being made spitefully. I apologize. So, the number one thing that I hear from individuals who are not keen on trying Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the price. And I hate to be like this, but I so frequently hear that from people who have no intention of playing the game in any circumstance. Like, oh, I want to get in, but I just don't have the $1,000 necessary for a deck. Especially if I'm just gonna be winning air fryers. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? Yu-Gi-Oh's cheap now. No, it's not like $40 for a meta strategy. Nothing is. At least nothing worth playing. But with reprints of the Mulcharmy monsters in the most recent Legendary 5Ds deck, we are now in a position where top-tier YCS winning strategies can be built for about $200. And it scales downward if you want to just go to locals. So, here's the problem. For all the individuals who have made it their personality to endlessly complain about how bad it is to play paper Yu-Gi-Oh!, what excuse are we pivoting to? Garlic Meatball says, I live in the middle of nowhere and my closest locals for Advanced is 45 minutes away, over an hour for Genesis and Time Wizard. I'm not driving that far one way and wasting time that could be used at home playing other games or working. Okay, it is really funny for Meatball to be like, I'm not going to waste 45 minutes driving to locals. I need that time to play a video game. Working? I know what your job is. You're a fucking YouTuber. Women. Fuck. I've been playing less and less TCG these past weeks. Since then, I've been dedicating a ton of time with someone I'm dating and it has been going great. Yeah, you don't need to rub it in, JJ. PM. I get pussy and now I don't play with cardboard anymore. Hard to take the game super seriously at this exact moment because we're a few weeks away from a ban list that'll shake things up, but simultaneously the upcoming archetypes seem much lower power than the Just deck, so I don't know what I should be preparing for and investing in. Man, if this ain't the right answer. Yeah, it's hard to feel excited about the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! When you know what's coming. The deck build pack that comes out in 2 weeks is just not great. It doesn't revolutionize any of the top decks. It doesn't make any other decks top tier. The only thing that will radically change things is the ban list, which is coming out ideally in December. But because we don't know what that ban list is going to do, how the format is going to be shaken up, or what's going to be playable afterwards, it's hard to spend a lot of time like learning lines when you know that your shit is on the hit list. For me, skill. Man, this is actually true. Even though the format feels pretty nice right now, I've been having a rough time actually feeling progress as a player. It's tough to feel like you are getting good in Yu-Gi-Oh! And my experience has been I am much better when I have people who are also really good I can bounce off of. I mean, you get a lot out of playing against people who are better than you and learning from mistakes, but that process, grinding on Dueling Book and the like, sucks so fucking bad. I don't want to get to the good process of sitting down across from someone and actually playing the game. For me, it's just like, I would get so more out of like physical studying. My piece of shit boss is making me work on videos no one enjoys, but watch out of pity for him, which takes time away from me going X4 at locals. Pick is unrelated. I actually already saw this one and I appreciate her saying pick is unrelated because it has to refer to Farfa then. It's got to refer to Farfa. I'm busy editing for YouTubers. I'd rather grind at my table than grind at a locals table. My timeline looks like this, so their videos look like this. Man, what the fuck? This video did not need this type of timeline. Let me show you the type of timeline I'm working with when I edit the stream highlights, okay? There's the raw footage. Here's how my timeline looks. Put a cut. There's a cut. It's like 3 cuts in a row to cut around a cuss word that I said. And then down here, that's the audio. And then right here, there's the intro. There's the intro audio. Done. That shit can come out in an hour. That's why you need to pay someone to do a better job. Okay. Decline in Yowie. You know what? Co-signed, because that was some real shit you just said. There are so many lesbian archetypes now, and I'm not trying to be like anti-woke about this, but where are the gay men? What do we have to, we gonna snort little pieces of Libromancer for the next 10 years? Give us some more men. This is probably gonna be seen a lot, but for me, it's prizing. Pokemon events fire out cash, exclusive items, as well as booster boxes of their recent sets, paying for Worlds qualifiers, flights, and hotel costs to the location Worlds will be held. Okay, parts of these are also true in Yu-Gi-Oh! And they are improving in pricing, I will admit. Certainly it feels bad to look at Pokemon and be like, oh, well, their pricing is so much better. But you have to understand, the pricing in Pokemon is a penance you receive for having to play Pokemon. I'm not asking necessarily why you're not going to win YCSs, but why not head to locals and scoop up a store credit or whatever they're giving out these days? The yummy cards are too similar in name. I've tried and I can't keep track of them. I will say there are times when I'm like, these fucking Draco Tales all have the same goddamn name. I'm like, why are 2 different rituals called Ame no Mitsurugi? All right? One is supposed to be Ame. The other one is supposed to be Futsu. Why is the third one also named Ame? The thing about Yummy, though, is if you can't keep the Yummies straight, you are actually very stupid. The one that's a cup is called Cupsy. The one that is a cookie is called Cookie. And the one that's a lollipop is called Lollipop. HitBro will allow Yu-Gi-Oh! Players a new and exciting way to complain about the cost of the game, since Forbidden Crown, Spenta, and White Albaz will be pricey secrets, especially Spenta and Crown. This card is going to be a secret. It's going to be $1,000, and it's going to revolutionize how we play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's so irritating to be like, at the moment, things are cheap. Maybe not in the future. I have 1 day off a week. My locals entry is pretty expensive. At some point, it got to 30 for entry. Okay, wait, that's a really good reason to fuck off from that locals. $30 to play, that's a case tourney, buddy. 30 bucks for locals? Actually getting scammed. I lost my job. That's the reply. Please, Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, help me find work. Photo for me. I mean, shoot your shot, buddy. I hope it works better than LinkedIn. It's still $90 more. I'm 2X and I should be out getting laid. It's the holiday season and I'm broke. I need more money. The banks are out of money. The planet is dying. There's not much left. I'm tired and I have so long left to live. I hope you're doing okay, Wolves. Lack of way to get the cards, nowhere to play them. Nowhere near me can I buy any of the new sets and products without an LCS that hosts formats. It's physically impossible to play the TCG. Now I'm forced to wait several more months to play Enacraft. Okay, first off, you're not missing anything, so don't worry. Second, this is, of course, that's the most important thing, is having an LGS near you that actually hosts the product. And as we all know, it's been very difficult to do that lately just because they've released ass set after ass set after ass set that just rots on store shelves. A lot of LGSs around me are piecing out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Entirely, which is really sad, but at the same time, I can't really fault them for doing so just because, you know, how many times can you possibly get burned? It sucks from the perspective of the store to be like, oh, just sold out in 5 minutes and I'm still stocking packs from 2023? Cool. GCD says, trying to get cards without supporting TCG player is a bit too much of a hassle for little ol' me. Very true, unfortunately. Very true. Facebook groups are still fine, but tracking down like a bunch of odds and ends is impossible. I appreciate that the strike is over, but if you don't want to support TCG player at all, you can always try Trollin' Toad. This doesn't apply to the current moment, but I've had plenty of times where my enjoyment of the game was hindered not by the format, but by people constantly crowing about the game being dead or bad. At some point, the negativity starts to drag me down. This is something I've tried to be a lot more deliberate about, like pointing out when the game is bad, when it's bad, but also not doomsaying all the time. It is really easy to see every new development in Yu-Gi-Oh! As its death knell. And like at present, it would be not difficult to be like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is dying, look at the problem on store shelves. They can't move the product, LGSs are stopping distributing it, locals will collapse, that's the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right? But at the same time, we're in the middle of a historically good format. It's affordable for players, and there's a ton of mechanisms to play the game even if you don't have an LGS around you. So context is important, and I think we all need to kind of be reasonable about this type of stuff. If I can count on Yu-Gi-Oh! Players for two things, it's firstly not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And secondly justifying not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Even if Yu-Gi-Oh! Becomes the most accessible, cheap, available, and fun card game in the world, don't worry, I'll figure out a way to make Dire Edit an 8-minute ramble, making me say that it's dying. I want to go to college. I have a full-time job and move out of the state by the end of next year. That means I got to focus on more important things than a card game for right now. More important things than a card game? Perish the thought.